this is fascinating. So, so I started this series on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, you can go see it. I started in the very first one. So video one says day number 1 of writing a new book and hopefully selling 1 million copies. So the very first one I posted, I got 43,000 views, which is not bad for a reel. Like not great, but for me, it's like, this is good.
It's great.
And then episode number 2, I posted. So day 2 on writing a new book and selling 1 million copies, 42,000 views. So about the same, a little less. But it starts getting momentum. Then day number 3, writing best-selling book, selling 1 million copies, 30,000 views. So still not quite there, but then starts getting a little more traction. Day 4, 25,000 views. And then day 5, 49,000 starts growing. Then day number 6, 192,000. Day number 7, 594,000. So I'm 7 days into this. This is me sharing this thing in a direct demonstration. It's like slowly, starts picking up speed. So day 7, 594,000 people watch this video. Day number 8 will launch, I think, on Monday. So once a week, we're launching this little series. And think about this now. It's going to take me a year to write this book. So in a year from now, I'm going to have like, who knows, maybe 100 of these little episodes. I don't know if this trajectory will continue to go, but imagine like I'm doing these little mini, like it's a 60-second dramatic demonstration, right? Here's writing the book. Here's the chaos. Here's the stress. Here's the thing I'm learning. Here's like whatever. Like a year from now, imagine if these videos are getting, I don't know, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million views, and then my book comes out. There's 10 million people who every single day for a year been anxiously anticipating the launch of this book that's eventually going to come. And then it's like, hey, my book's ready. Like, boom, New York Times bestseller in 5 seconds because I've been doing this journey along, right? And I think that for anybody, like, instead of building your offers or your funnel or your course or your coaching program or anything in isolation, start sharing the journey. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing. This is how and just like start taking people on that journey.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the finish line, now you have the noise and the audience and all that kind of stuff versus like, okay, the book's done. How should I sell this? I get people come to me like, hey, I just created my course. I killed myself. It's done. What should I do? And I was like,
you missed it.
You should have started. Yeah.
You missed it.
Build the audience first. Like that's the key. It's been actually interesting. As you know, my obsession now is like, how do I get traffic that's not like non-Zuckerberg traffic? Like, not non-Zuckerberg, not where I have to pay him, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been doing a lot of interviews on the podcast, talking specifically to people about that. And when someone talked about Facebook groups, and their whole key was like how simple it was, how cheap it was to grow Facebook groups. I was like, think about this: if you're going to start a new offer, create a Facebook group and just start organically growing it and dropping. Same thing, like dropping. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, like in a month from now, 9 days from now, you have an audience now of 500,000, 2,000 people for almost no cost in this group now who are part of this process. Now you have an audience to sell it to, right? Or whatever the thing might be. It's just like start that the noise, like the creation of noise early, so that when you're ready to make a lot of noise, like that, you know, the level of, I don't know how to explain this yet. Like
it's waiting for you instead of you. Yeah. Like, dude, Barnum did the same. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned going through all these campaigns was he's like, a lot of what internet business owners will do is they'll be like, I finished my product yesterday, therefore today I'm going to launch it. And it's like, darn it. You know, and they start emailing their list or they start posting. They start immediately approaching the traffic that they can control. But what Barnum did is he never talked to traffic he can like reach until step 4. Like the first thing he always did was he'd always get credibility for the offer and involve another influencer. Always. Like, and I think that's a big key piece to it is like every single time he would go involve another influencer and then always involve the audience in the launch. You know what I mean? Like, he would never ever launched in isolation. He launched with the audience, but always like it's like a little carrot thing. Can't have it yet. Can't have it yet. Can't have it yet. It reminds me of
interesting,
dude. You remember? It's like 8 years ago. I was about to leave working for you. I was sad. And
8 years ago?
Isn't that crazy?
I left
insane. Almost 8 years ago.
In my head, I was like, it was like 18 months ago.
I know. It feels like it was last week, right?
That's crazy.
Nuts, right? A lot of times go by. But like the last project we ever did together was for Software Secrets. Do you remember that? I didn't know we were doing anything for them. And so 3 months before that, I was looking at different podcasts on software and I started listening to this podcast called Software Secrets. I was like, oh, sweet. And for 3 months, I mean, every time I'd mow the lawn or like fold clothes or whatever, lift, you know, anything, I would be listening to this podcast. And they're like, all right, we got a crazy thing for you today. We're building our software and we're just documenting what's happening to us. We had a coder hold us hostage and we had to, you know, and they're telling this backstory. And then the next episode, they're like, and I'm binging it because I feel like I have to catch up now. And they're documenting them building the software. And there's this little feature. I remember in the top left, this one little feature was right there in the corner. And there was 3-4 episodes about how hard it was to get that little feature. And I remember I got to the very end of that show mad that it wasn't live yet because I was totally sold and ready to go buy. And then I remember I walked in and looked at your board and we were building. So I was like, this is them? Are you kidding me? And I was like the first guy to buy.
They're building all the anticipation before.
Yeah. You include the audience in the launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Hollywood.
It's so interesting that like, I feel like the market got lazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Literally because of Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Because like, I can just flip a switch and people will show up. And it's like, that's getting harder and harder and more expensive. And again, more noise. It's like, man, the people who can engineer the stuff correctly ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's the key. And I started thinking about this, like, I was out visiting Andy Elliott yesterday, I think I told you, and I look at what their company's doing, and it's like they're posting 2 YouTube videos a day, 5 reels a day, all this kind of stuff. But they're not just like them like sitting behind a desk, like, let me tell you 3 tips to what, it's like, it's very like these little mini dramatic demonstrations, little things they're doing to like get attention, to get you engaged, get you like I want like whatever that feeling I'm seeing, I want that, I need to feel that, like I want to feel that, you know what I mean? That's what they're just driving with over and over and over again. It's like, like if we start looking at everything we're doing as producers, as content developers, whatever you want to call yourself, a creator, it's just looking at like, how do we change this from scripted things to like experiences we're giving people, you know what I mean? Like, we're in an experience age. Like someone asked me the other day, they're like, information used to be the thing, like, in fact, when we bought Dan Kennedy's company, it was fascinating because they gave me like the newsletter they read every month for like 20 years. They also had a CD of the month club, and people would pay an additional $97 to get a CD each month with an interview on it. And like, that was worth $97 a month back in the day, that's a podcast interview now, right? There's no value in that anymore. And like courses used to be better, but like, and they asked me like, what's the difference? Like if information's now free, like what's the next, it was the information age, what's the next thing? And I thought about it. I think that there's 2 things. One is like, I think implementation is where money's at, help implement the ideas. But number 2 is education and entertainment and like getting people involved. So it's like, if you stop looking at what you're doing as like, as anything else, like I'm trying to educate my audience. Like, no. You're trying to entertain your audience. Like that's why they stick. That's why they pay attention. That's why they get on board. That's how they fall in love with you. That's when they show up. That's when they buy your stuff. And the people that are winning today at the highest level in our markets that I study, that I geek out on, it's those who are using this entertainment, engaging the audience, and that's the audience are like sucked into it, So it's like thinking about it through that lens. And that's why P.T. Barnum, little PT here, by the way, they call him the greatest showman, right? That's the thought. Like, how do you become the greatest showman in your market where it's not just running ads. Like if you just put a billboards telling people that the circus is in town, it would not have happened, right? It's him creating these things that make it bigger. And I think that if we can all just look at it through that lens a little bit differently, we're doing the same work. It's just how you are, the frame your mind's going to as you're doing those things. That's what makes a dramatic demonstration powerful. You know what I mean?
Did you ever read a book called, it's by Daniel Pink called, I think it's Whole New Mind or something like that. It was one of my design classes in college. They had us read it. And I've never forgotten his claim. His claim was that in the near future, because of tech and all this automation, so much of the left brain activities of our life will be automated. Therefore, the future belongs solely to the right brain thinkers. Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
The more creative people are really the ones who own the future because all of the rest of it is going to be analog, automated.
What AI can't be, at least as AI is now, it's not creative, right? AI is
you still have to be the input. You know what I mean? And so like, I think that's what's powerful about it is like, okay, AI and all this stuff is so powerful, but I was trying to explain this to someone actually on my own podcast. I was like, hey, like I love AI. It's really powerful. It's a step in the creative process, but never has the final say in it. However, if I go ask like ChatGPT, hey, what are the 10 steps to start a business? It'll load like 10 steps out, but what it can't do is give me personal experience. By the way, watch out for step 3. That one's a beast. When I executed it, it was, So I think there's going to be, that's where it sits in. And I think it's where it overlaps with dramatic demonstrations is like, come with me while I show you my creative process because the rest of the stuff is the value of it's dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fascinating. All right. I want to talk about what we're doing. We have some cool stuff coming up. The long-term goal, which is not here yet, we're making a book about dramatic demonstrations, which is going to be amazing, right? Like, and you've seen the cover design; it looks so cool.
So good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that book and everything about it. But to do a book, and those who may not know this, like, I've written 3 books, working on book number 4 right now. Book number 1, I wrote the book, hated it, deleted it, threw a 3-day event, taught the book. People went crazy. From that, make some shifts, and then I wrote the book, and then it became .com Secrets. Expert Secrets, I wrote the book, hated it, deleted it, threw a 3-day event, did the whole thing, and then came back, and then that became the book. Traffic Secrets, I learned this time. I threw the event, and then I wrote the book. Much simpler process. I probably needed my Secrets of Success event. Maybe that's what anyway.
It might be.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing I'm missing. But for us, we're like, that's the plan. We're writing this book.
Yeah.
We're going to do a 3-day event. But before the 3-day event, and obviously it's going to be fun. It's going to be in your office. I'm excited to do a full event there, which would be cool.
Yeah.
And everyone should come to that. But prior to that, obviously we want to provide value first. So we're doing, I don't even know, we're doing our own dramatic demonstration to talk about dramatic demonstrations, get to come to the dramatic demonstration events. So you'll buy the dramatic demonstration book eventually. But the first one's coming up. And I don't even know by the time this podcast drops, it's probably in a week or two, or, it's probably coming really soon. Maybe it may already happen and hopefully the replays are there. But there's a free event coming up. Do you want to talk about kind of what is going to be happening at that event and why they should go register for free at dramaticdemonstrations.com?
Yeah. Honestly, I think this is a cool thing too that you've really been teaching everybody about also is you can go use things of the past to go be dramatic about it. So yeah, we're doing a 3-day event. It's all about, actually first is the 3-hour. I'm getting it mixed up.
3 hours free. This
3 hour. It's a free one. Yeah. And we're going to go through and teach at a kind of a high level, really what all the dramatic demonstration, what it is. And then the next part is like really the copy. Like that's really where I think people get it messed up is again, they're acting like a salesperson when they should be a marketer, or they're acting like an entrepreneur when they should be acting like a marketer. And so it teaches those. And just like we teach, though, it's the ramp up process to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing.